Welcome back. Korean native chickens have been brought back after 15 years of steadfast research and through a special breeding process. Since the end of World War II, the species was on the verge of extinction with an influx of imported commercial foreign breeds.
However, native chickens are believed to suit Koreans' palate the best, and an improved breed called 우리맛 chicken has been created from them. This improved breed is said to produce better quality, tastier meat, and also lay more eggs. Arirang Today's Choi Won-young is here to tell us more. Hello, Won-young.
Hello. The government is aiming to replace imported chickens with the natives, which will save money and at the same time will provide a better taste. Furthermore, I met a poultryman who is very determined to restore the colors featured by the indigenous chickens. He already brought back 13 out of 20 different colors, and they all looked beautiful.
Over 600 million chickens are being consumed in Korea each year, and 10% of them are believed to be traditional breeds, but instead they are from various parts of the world that were brought in by necessity and hence naturalized. Their ancestors date back to the end of the Second World War, when hundreds of thousands of hatching eggs were supplied from the United States in order to rebuild Korean farms. These imported breeds were much larger in body sizes and also produced more eggs. Thus, indigenous chickens were gradually ignored and neglected. Eventually, by the end of the 1960s, native chickens were on the verge of extinction. However, it was not until in the early 90s that the government recognized the significance of preserving these native chickens and thus began a project to restore them.
1994년도부터 당시 국내 육종 학자들이 전부 모여가지고 4년 동안 품종 복원 사업을 시작을 했어요. 그래서 3,700수 정도를 다시 수집을 하고 그 종자를 10년 동안 계통 조성을 해서 최종적으로 9가지 계통을 복원을 마친 상태입니다.
After 4 years of collecting native chickens, it then took the agricultural scientists 10 more years to carry out blood filtering processes, as the collected breeds were not 100% purely Korean.
These native chickens don't have much of an economic value themselves, but their value as a grandparent stock is measureless.
An improved chicken has been created through a 2-stage breeding process that involves mating native chickens with the offspring of 2 naturalized breeds. The advantages of all 3 chickens are present in this newly improved breed called 우리맛 chicken, which means chicken with Korean taste. And this improved breed produces more eggs and grows faster than the original native chickens. And most importantly, they satisfy the palate better. The government aims to increase the number of these 우리맛 chickens to as much as 6 million a year, about 10% of the country's annual consumption. Furthermore, the government is now trying to restore chickens for purposes other than consumption.
지금까지 만들어준 종자는 알을 낳는 거하고 그다음에 고기를 많이 생산하는 여기에 중점이 맞춰져 있거든요. 그래서 앞으로는 그 예쁜 닭, 그다음에 가정에서 정원용으로 키울 수 있는 닭.
These eggs are from chickens which found their original colors. A chicken farm in Paju, Gyeonggi Province has been restoring the original colors of this breed for the past 30 or so years. Out of about 20 different colors that once existed among native chickens back in the Joseon dynasty, 13 colors have been rediscovered.
이제 우리 닭의 특징이 이제 이 꼬리가 약간 완만하게 이제 밑으로 대각선으로 늘어져야 돼요. 다리는 흑색, 청색이 이제 원칙인데 토종닭에 요건 지금 청색이죠. 까만 닭이면은 까만 다리가 더 좋아요. 그런데 이제 혈통에는 이제 뭐 청색이나 흑색이나 다 있고.
A 70-year-old poultry farmer is proud of what he has achieved so far, but he says that still a long way is ahead in order to bring back the ancient colors.
나이 많은 분들도 우리 농원에 이제 와서 닭 구경을 하면 그래 바로 이거야. 옛날에 보던 닭을 여기 와서 봐 하는 게 그 긴 작업 동안에 복원해 놓고 제일 기분 뿌듯한 이제 그 저기죠.
As the farm is a private entity, running it was a tough job. And getting support from his own family was another thing to fight for.
월급 받아오면은 이렇게 닭 구입하는데, 사료 구입하는데 보태줘야 돼요. 그러다 보니까 짜증만 나죠. 여자로서는 살림도 해야 되고 닭하고 나가서 살으라 그러고 싸움도 많이 하고 몇십 년을 그렇게 생활을 해왔는데 이런 세월이 흐르다 보니까 힘들고 그래서 포기 상태에 이르렀을 때 나래도 안 되겠다. 퇴직을 하건 이후로는 나래도 나서서 이거를 하지 않으면은 정말 없어지겠다. 그 예쁜 칼라가 없어지는 게 안타깝잖아요.
And now, with full support from his wife and son, the master poultryman can concentrate on preserving the native chickens. He even makes his own formula for the feed. Bacteria is extracted from a dead leaf and is cultivated to make yeast. It is then mixed with other crops and fermented before it can finally be given to the chickens. In this way, he says, it prevents chickens from disease and therefore his chickens are free of antibiotics, which also makes their eggs free of antibiotics.
무조건 닭 건강하면 됐다 하는 게 내 지론이니까. 이제 그렇게 해서 닭이 건강하면 알도 건강한 알, 닭도 건강한 닭.
However, even these healthy chickens couldn't escape from an external crisis, which is the avian influenza that swept across the country back in 2008. The outbreak of such a virus had cornered his chickens all to be buried. Some he even stuffed. Luckily, they could be preserved alive as the National Institute of Animal Science has offered a place to keep them safely. The institute recognized that if these grandparent stocks of different colors are once lost, then it will be lost forever. Hong recalls it as a moment with his 30 years of hard work being paid off. And an increasing number of people visit the farm every day to buy the eggs so they can too breed pretty chickens.
어머, 닭을 보고 제가 반했어요. 야, 우리나라 닭도 다른 세계 나라의 다른 관상닭에 비해서 결코 못하지 않다. 아, 그러면 나는 홍보를 해야 되겠다. 이 알을 갖다가 자연 모계부화 시켜가지고 유치원 애들이나 이런 게 해가지고 우리나라 닭이 이렇게 예쁠 수 있다.
Roughly $5 million were spent in 2008 alone to import grandparent stocks from abroad. However, by replacing them with the native chickens, it is expected to create an added value of dozens of millions of dollars. Furthermore, the native Urimat chicken can also have the advantages of being a premium brand, like Hanwoo Korea's homegrown beef, when it comes to a negotiating table for the free trade agreement.
Now, you just mentioned how the native chicken presents an advantage for Korea when it engages in FTA talks. How so?
Because Korea has a disadvantage in terms of the prices. So if the FTA opens up the trade, then Korean chickens would be less competitive in the market. But with Urimat chickens featuring an improved quality, the government aims to create a brand value and thus to avoid price competition with foreign chickens.
So the advantage would be if the FTA opens up the markets.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, thank you for that, Won-young.
Thank you.